HIV people, not be small thing though. So according to Donald Trump has banned HIV funding for South Africa, Nigeria, and other developing countries, other poor countries in Africa around the globe. So according to Donald Trump, they will no longer fund HIV treatment. They will no longer subsidize or pay for the drugs you buy. For people that are having HIV, they understand. I mean, a lot of them usually go to hospitals, clinics to collect these drugs for free because these products, or can I say, all these medicines have been subsidized by the US. Now, according to the report, the US spends over $400 million giving it to Africa, charity, just to help us. Why our government are supposed to do that? America is doing that for us. So Donald Trump has come and said, hey, enough is enough. South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, all these countries, you will no longer receive funds from us again. It is about time your government start using their money. They start using their budget, the budget of their various countries. They need to start using that to get these drugs for their citizens. Donald Trump is saying they will no longer do that for any country again. Now, there's another conversation to this. People are saying that the US is targeting South Africa, especially because South Africa has been fighting the US indirectly by supporting Gaza, the Israel-Gaza war. The South Africa has been supporting Gaza, and Gaza is a big enemy of America. And Israel is, can I say, a brother to America, or they are great allies. Now, South Africa is fighting against America indirectly by supporting Gaza. So Donald Trump is saying, okay, I mean, I've been helping you guys and you want to pay me back like this. I'm no longer going to take care of your healthcare system again. Be it malaria, HIV, I am no longer going to send any funds to you again. And I see a lot of people crying. I'll play a video of Kenyatta, former president of Kenya. Please, I want you to watch this video of this man. I'll be back.
I saw some people the other day crying, oh, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bana. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, tujiulize, what are we going to do? Haya ametoa hiyo pesa, sasa tutafanya namna gani jameni? What are we going to do? To support ourselves. Because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things.
All right, he just said everything. Why are we crying? Why our leaders? Why is it that we are all crying? US no longer going to be paying HIV funding, whatever. Why should the US be paying HIV funds for Nigeria, South Africa, and the rest? Why? We have billions. We have resources in Africa. Our government should be using these resources to, make money and take care of their own citizens. But instead, we keep relying on the West. For what? I love what Donald Trump did. Now, I'm really pained. The people that will suffer this are people that have HIV, honestly. People that have HIV, I am really feeling for them. Why? Because these drugs you normally see, hey, my God, they're very expensive. HIV drugs are very expensive. Let nobody deceive you. It's because the US have been paying for this. So you normally go to your nearest clinics to get these drugs free. Now, our advice, if you have HIV, please, you want to have sex with other people, use protection. Please, let this thing not spread, because I don't think our leaders will take this upon themselves to get these drugs to help Africans or to help their citizens. I know our African leaders so much. That is why I'm emphasizing. So, please and please, if you don't want to get HIV, you love fornication, you love to be sleeping up and down with ladies carelessly, or you love sleeping with men carelessly for money, go and start using protection because America will no longer be paying HIV drugs. So, which means that HIV is going to increase. This is what it means. This is the simplest definition to this. So, let me read. This is according to MDN News. I think it's a South African media news company. It says US President Donald Trump has suspended foreign aid, cutting off the supply of vital HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria treatment to some of the world's most vulnerable regions, including South Africa. With programs like PEPFAR now frozen, millions who depend on these life-saving medications are at risk. The move has sent shockwaves through aid organizations who warn that this suspension could have devastating consequences, particularly in South Africa, where millions rely on foreign assistance to combat this disease. Wow, so South Africans really rely on US like this for help of HIV drugs and the rest. I didn't know. This is the first time I'm seeing this. I thought South Africans have been the one, helping themselves. I know Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda. I know that the US have been sending funds to combat HIV. I know this for a very long time, but I didn't know that South Africa is one of those countries, benefiting from this. All right, this is from Instablock Nigeria, and they say the US government, under an executive order signed by President Donald Trump, has suspended funding for HIV treatment programs in Nigeria and other developing nations. The freeze affects the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, PEPFAR, a global initiative supporting HIV/AIDS treatment in Africa and other regions, and will last at least 90 days. The directive, issued on Trump's first day in office, instructed U.S. agencies overseeing foreign development aid to hold disbursement. As a result, nearly all U.S. global health funding, including PEPFAR, $6.5 billion annual budget, was immediately stopped. PEPFAR has been instrumental in providing HIV/AIDS treatment to over 20 million people globally, saving an estimated 26 million lives since its launch. According to the US State Department, the halt is part of a broader policy shift to prioritize programs delivering tangible benefit to American taxpayers. A statement from the agency noted the United States is no longer going to blindly dole out money with no return for the American people. Public health experts, however, warned that the suspension could escalate the HIV/AIDS crisis in affected regions if operations remain stalled or the program is permanently terminated. Despite these concerns, some are optimistic that Marco Rubio's appointment as Secretary of State could safeguard PEPFAR, given his previous support for the initiative. As the suspension takes effect, millions rely on US aid for life-saving treatment, face uncertainty, with experts urging for exemption to ensure continuity in combating the global HIV pandemic. Now, I went online to make research which countries are having HIV most in Africa, and it says the HIV pandemic is most severe in Southern Africa. Over 10% of all people infected with HIV/AIDS reside within the region. Adult HIV prevalence exceeds 20% in Eswatini, Botswana, Lesotho, and Zimbabwe, while an additional 5 countries report adult HIV prevalence of at least 10%. So, guys, this is a very, very sad one, honestly. This is from somebody, before I run up. His name is Terry Backwell, and he says, we never prepared for this as a nation. Now, the government has to adjust that budget if we are to meet the financial tax. The American government was sending off over $40 million for the fight against HIV through this program. According to New York Times, President Donald Trump has halted HIV drug distribution in poor countries. PEPFAR computer systems are also being taken offline, a sign that the program may not return. All right, so before I run up, this is a wake-up call for African countries. Our leaders in Africa, they need to wake up. It is our responsibility. I'm talking to our leaders. It is your responsibility to start using budgets. If you people are making new budget now, start including HIV budgets, malaria, tuberculosis. Why should we still be relying on the West to be feeding us? They are spoon feeding us for what? At this time, we're supposed to be, to be helping ourselves. We have so much resources in Africa: fuel, gold, diamonds. Can't we sell all these resources to help ourselves? Why must we still rely on the US to help us? I see a lot of people crying the US will no longer help us again. Why should the US help us? Why? Why? They have their own people. We don't pay tax in the US. Why should they be helping us? So this is a wake-up call for our government, African leaders. I know they will see this and just laugh over it. But if they laugh over this, it will get serious that HIV will start spreading. So please, to our leaders, it is about time you wake up and work on this. Donald Trump says he's no longer sending funds. He's no longer going to help HIV people to subsidize that drugs. Those drugs are very expensive. So it is about time our leaders start doing things in Africa. Do you understand? This is sad. This is a very, very sad one, honestly. People that will suffer this is people that have HIV. That is why I'm really feeling for them. So anyway, my name is Mafi Emmanuel. This is your first time. Please subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. Until the next time, I can't wait to see you. Peace out. I'm out.